This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this holiday. I'm Michelle Chamberlain.
And I'm Meredith Jones. And Bill Bryant has the morning off. And boy, if you've been outside, a little humid out there so far.
Yeah, it is. But you know, it almost feels like summer already, doesn't it?
That's true. It's Memorial Day after all. Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Jim Caldwell to find out how it's shaping up out there so far.
And guys, you're right. Very muggy start to this Monday morning here. The holiday continues. A lot of folks were out and about stirring through the weekend. They had plenty of opportunities to be out. This morning, 66 degrees here in Lexington. You got the same thing down the road into Richmond, and that comes, as I mentioned, with a little muggy air. And if you're out across parts of eastern or southern Kentucky, a good little shower or a thunderstorm. This one in particular that I'm locking in on, we could see the lightning from that here in Lexington a little while ago as it was passing through parts of Estill County. Now, obviously, moving into Lee and Housley, and will continue producing some heavy rains out through that area, and we might track a little bit more as we head through the next few days. Very small chances. I'll break all of them down coming up for you here in just a little bit.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. It's a day that changed their lives forever. In December, 5 people, including an unborn child, died after a car crash in Clay County. Police say a suspected drunk driver crossed the center line and hit them head on. Now their friends and family have met again at the scene of the crash, this time to keep their loved ones' memories alive. WKYT's Caitlin Settner says 5 months after the crash, things haven't gotten any easier for the family.
People say that it gets easier, but it doesn't. You just get better at hiding it.
Better at hiding an enormous loss. Chastity Collette lost her mom, Charlene Lewis, in a deadly accident.
My mom was genuinely one of the nicest people ever. She always had a smile on her face. She was real forgiving, caring. She was just, she was just a great Christian woman.
That day, Lewis was riding with her best friend, Judy Pennington Adams, on Hal Rogers Parkway when the car was struck straight on. Lewis, Pennington Adams, and her pregnant granddaughter, Tiffany Williams, all died at the scene. Williams' young son, also in the car, was flown to UK Hospital, but he later lost his fight. Sunday, families gathered between mile markers 23 and 24, dedicating a cross in their memory.
But help us trust and have faith in you and your plan, Lord.
But they want to see justice served to the man police say was high on meth, Xanax, and anxiety medication at the time of the crash.
Jason Gibson knew what he was doing when he got in that vehicle. He should have never been on the road that day. We are serving our life sentence every day now because of him, without our family members.
They say not a day goes by they aren't reminded of the tragedy.
That was Caitlin Settner reporting. Now, Jason Gibson pleaded not guilty to the 4 counts of murder. He faces fetal homicide and driving under the influence. Gibson is expected back in court June 6th.
And Lexington police are still trying to track down the person responsible for an overnight shooting yesterday at a popular bar. Police say a man was shot in the head around 2:30 in the morning yesterday outside of Saddle Ridge Bar on South Broadway. Friends tell us the man was trying to break up a fight when he was shot. He was rushed to UK Hospital. At last check last night, he was still in critical condition. Police have not released a description of the suspect, but they say the person left the scene in a white Chevy Malibu. The 4-year-old boy who fell into a gorilla enclosure at the Cincinnati Zoo Saturday has been released from the hospital. That incident ended with zoo workers killing the gorilla, sparking debate across social media about why they didn't tranquilize the gorilla. Zoo officials stand by their decision, saying it was the safest option for the boy.
It was a terrifying several minutes for everyone who was watching, including the boy's family.
Mommy's right here!
The 4-year-old's mother tried to keep him calm while the 400-pound gorilla stood over him and dragged him around the moat. The situation came to an end after several minutes when zoo workers shot and killed the gorilla. The boy went to the hospital to be checked out. He has since been released, and people across social media have questioned the decision to kill the gorilla rather than shooting it with a tranquilizer. Zoo officials say it was the safest option for that boy.
The reason that tranquilizing was not chosen is in an agitated situation, which the male was, it may take quite a while for a tranquilizer to take effect. But certainly at the instant he would be hit, he would have a dramatic response. You don't hit it and he falls over. I mean, it would take a few minutes. The child wasn't under attack, but all sorts of things could happen in a situation like that. So he certainly was at risk.
The family put out a written statement thanking the workers for their quick action. They said they understood it was a tough decision.
A lockdown has been lifted this morning after a man started randomly shooting at people in Houston, Texas neighborhood. Now at least 2 people are dead, including a suspect. CBS's Marley Hall has the story.
Heavily armed police officers took cover behind trees while searching for a man who opened fire Sunday in a West Houston neighborhood.
They were shooting randomly, not only just at whoever happens to come upon the scene.
One victim was shot dead in this Mercedes at this auto detail shop. 5 others were injured, including 2 officers. Both are expected to be okay. The suspect riddled 5 police cars and a police helicopter with holes. This driver dodged a bullet.
See where the bullet came through that door? And then it went through that seat, then it come back through that seat, grazed the back seat.
Another driver miraculously escaped with his life.
The dude looked and seen me across the street and shot at me.
Police blocked off streets and warned residents in the neighborhood to stay inside.
We went house to house to ensure that nobody else was shot, nobody else was wounded.
One suspect was killed during the gun battle with a SWAT officer. A second suspect was critically injured. It's unclear if he was connected to the rampage. Police recovered a high-powered assault rifle and a pistol. Marley Hall, CBS News, New York.
Police say they don't yet have a motive, but they aren't ruling out anything, including the possibility that the suspect may have been targeting police.
A Henderson County group rushed to repair its military display for a Memorial Day ceremony today. Henderson police say a driver plowed down dozens of military memorial crosses at a park on Saturday. Right now, 27-year-old Anthony Burris is charged with criminal mischief and leaving the scene of an accident. Police say he defaced a Memorial Day tradition. The display grows each year. It started with 34 crosses in 1946 and has grown to more than 5,000.
We monitor people passing away during the year and add them to the list so to make sure they have got across the next year. I don't think any other town our size has this much of a veterans awareness.
Now, more than 160 crosses were damaged. Each cross was valued at $100 each.
The 39th annual Horsey 100 is in the books. The 2-day bike ride wrapped up yesterday in Georgetown. Nearly 3,000 cyclists participated in the event, which took them through 5 central Kentucky counties. Last year's event ended in tragedy when cyclist Mark Hinkle was hit by a truck and killed. To keep cyclists safe, police stepped up their patrols along the routes this year, and no serious injuries were reported.
That's great news.
That is. All right, well, when WKYT returns this morning, because we're just getting started.
Anyone can have great personal style just by following a few simple tips. We'll hear from a fashion expert in Mom's Everyday Minute when we come back on WKYT This Morning.
And we are tracking showers and thunderstorms out there this morning, but the summer heat continues through the work week. I'll break it all down coming up.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
A few showers and thunderstorms working through the area here early on this Memorial Day, and we'll likely track a few more as the day progresses. And that's what I mean, just a few more, not a complete washout for any of your plans out there today. A little cloud deck also working its way through parts of central Kentucky immediately behind these showers and thunderstorms that are now moving through parts of Wolfe County, Lee, Owsley County. This is heaviest rain that we find, some of it at least. A little while ago, we could see the lightning from this particular little complex in Estill County. We could see it from here in Lexington, way off in the distance. It was kind of lighting up the night sky for us as well. You couldn't hear the thunder, of course. But the folks out there in Estill County, I assure you, they had plenty of it. Move down the road and parts of Pulaski, Laurel County, and also into Whitley County. A little pocket of heavier rain just outside of Interstate 75. You can see 75 rolling right there with a heavier rain. Not there yet, but it's certainly coming. Today is Memorial Day. Let's break it down for you. We are looking at a small chance of a shower or a thunderstorm, and if you're caught in between, which most of us are going to be throughout the day today, caught in between any rain chances, we likely end up around 85 degrees. Throw in the humidity, and we're going to push it up to maybe 87, 88. Nothing off the charts as far as the heat index is concerned, but still pretty uncomfortable day out there for many of you if you have to be out for an extended period of time. We start the morning off in the mid-60s here in Lexington, 66 right now, and you go out toward the east and about Sterling Moorhead, 64, and more low mid-60s showing up across eastern Kentucky. What we have driving those showers and storms through the area is a frontal boundary. It's ignited some, and you can see some of the action associated with it right there. But as we look at our hour-by-hour forecast, we take you through the day. Very small chances with this front hanging around. Normally, you can get a better shot, but today, not the case, because it cleans up the air just a little bit and just enough to where we stay quiet for most of the day. We get into your Tuesday, isolated chance of a shower or a thunder shower, very small, 20% or less for most of the area. But as we get closer and closer to your Wednesday, Thursday time period, storms start coming together a little better. Matter of fact, our Wednesday looks a little more action-packed with showers and storms. You can see the front coming into play as well, igniting even more rain. That will drive in here for your Thursday and toward the end of the week, and that's going to change things a lot. We'll likely see a big drop in our temperatures as we go toward your weekend. You can see that right here with our 7-day forecast as it rolls out there to you. By the end of the week, we're in the 70s for highs, but we're still tracking those rain chances each and every single day. So the point is, guys, today, very small rain chance, the same thing into the day tomorrow. So get out and enjoy it, because you're not going to have to deal with a whole lot of rain. That's the good thing once these showers pass through this morning.
This looks like the forecast of the last week or two. It's like a repeat,
Yeah,
right?
It's very familiar, right?
Yes,
It's going to keep going.
It's going to be a nice pool day.
Very good pool day. Get out there and enjoy it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Jim.
Okay.
Well, just a few simple steps. It's easy to take an outfit from okay to outstanding.
Here's a tutorial on today's Mom's Everyday Minute.
Hi, today we're with personal stylist Crystal Marks, and we're talking about taking an outfit from meh to amazing.
Absolutely, and it's so easy.
Yes.
It's so easy.
So you say.
Yes, so I say, you can do
Take
it right
us
now.
through it. All right.
So if you have a button-down shirt, any of your favorite button-down shirts will work. This is a chambray shirt. A lot of women have these in their closets.
Yes.
The first step to making it interesting, that's kind of the goal. You want an outfit interesting, is just rolling the sleeves up.
Okay.
Go ahead and you can grab the other side.
All right. Just
roll
just
it up
pop them
a couple
up.
times.
Okay.
You don't want it pretty. You just want it. I call it the dirty roll.
Okay. Quick and easy. Okay. Got it.
Step number 2 is adding something like a necklace. Chunky necklace is awesome.
Okay.
This is a great way to add a little bit of interest. Yep. If you feel a little more like edgy, if you want to be more edgy, you can always pop the collar a little bit. That's another way to add interest to your outfit. Another way to add interest is to layer it.
Okay.
Put on a jacket. You could even do a sweater.
Throw it over.
Yep, on over. So we have this great extra detail here. And then the final step would be to add a belt. So let's grab your favorite skinny jeans, your black ones preferably.
Okay.
And we just add this to the bottom, pretend like we're putting this through the belt loops.
Sure. So
And
it's got a little pop.
A little pop, and you front tuck that. So you just tuck that into your jeans, and then you have this extra little detail here, and it's giving you a waist at the same time.
Love it.
It's great. So that's the way you do it.
So easy.
For these tips and more, just go to WKYT.com and click on Moms Every Day.
Well, when WKYT This Morning returns,
a Central Kentucky group is making sure some Civil War soldiers are remembered this Memorial Day. What they're doing just ahead when we come back on WKYT This Morning. Welcome back to WKYT This Morning. Your time is 4:49. It's been more than 150 years since the Civil War ended, and time has taken a toll on many of the grave sites of its fallen soldiers.
A Central Kentucky group is making sure those soldiers are remembered this Memorial Day weekend. WKYT's Hillary Thornton shows us how they were honored yesterday.
Memorial Day is a time to remember and honor soldiers of war who did not return home.
It's Memorial Day weekend, which itself is very special. Not too many people do Civil War memorials. Extremely important 4 years in our history that changed this country immensely.
Now, the ceremony special in itself, but even more so because the ground it was held on was actually a battlefield where many of those lives were lost.
Please remember what happened here, right literally here.
Third phase of the Battle of Richmond was fought in this cemetery. So we're on battlefield right now.
Oh, you can just actually feel it. I mean, you feel the presence of these other people and remembrance of the Union and the Confederacy and the loss of the boys that we lost on both sides. And it's our heritage.
A piece of our nation's history, those at the ceremony taking time to remember, for many a part of their heritage, going back in time to 1862 when the Battle of Richmond was fought, where a monument now sits as a reminder of what happened at the site.
Young men from Indiana, Texas, Tennessee,
Georgia, Ohio, Arkansas, Michigan, Florida, and Kentucky clashed in a 12-mile swath through the center of Madison County. And for scores of them, both blue and gray, they did not go home again.
Nearly 250 Union troops once buried here alongside more than 175 soldiers from the South.
We don't celebrate it, we commemorate it.
In Richmond, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
In 1869, remains of many of the soldiers were moved to Camp Nelson National Cemetery.
Some of the presidential candidates aren't taking the holiday weekend off. Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders campaigned yesterday, a week before a number of states hold their primaries. Trump was in Washington, D.C. speaking at the annual Rolling Thunder event. Thousands of motorcyclists took part in the ride around the Washington Mall, honoring members of the military who are missing in action and prisoners of war.
When you think of the great General Patton and all of our great generals, they're spinning in their graves when they watch We Can't Beat ISIS. We're going to beat ISIS.
On the Democratic side, Bernie Sanders appeared on Face the Nation yesterday morning where he discussed a proposed debate with Trump.
And I think the American people should be very concerned about somebody who keeps changing his mind, not only on this debate, but on virtually every issue he's been asked about.
Hillary Clinton did not make any stops yesterday. Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell will make an appearance today on CBS This Morning. Now, he'll go over his view of Congress and the voters. You can see that about 8:30 a.m. right here on WKYT.
It's been nearly 6 months since an eastern Kentucky man disappeared. William Scotty Fannin went missing in December. Family members say the last time anyone saw Fannin, he was walking down this street near his home in Martin County. Now, his family hasn't given up searching for him, but instead of searching yesterday, they were celebrating. Yesterday was Fannin's 38th birthday. His family threw him a party, even though he wasn't there.
Scotty loved banana pudding, so I'm still going to make it this year because we all just shared it. And, you know, even though he's not here to have it, he will probably still get a bowl put back.
Investigators and family members have been searching the hills in Martin County for months looking for Fannin. The Martin County Sheriff says they're still receiving tips but have no new leads. The family is offering a $5,000 reward to anyone with information that leads them to Fannin. Well, coming up next, we'll take a look at what we're working on this morning.
We'll have another look at your morning forecast. That's coming up. Welcome back. Oh, sorry.
Welcome back. Either way, it's 4:56.
Oh, here's what we're working on this morning.
That's right. Police are investigating after a fatal overnight shooting in Lexington, and a second overnight shooting in Lexington has left one person injured. What we know about those shootings just ahead in the next half hour.
Camp Nelson National Cemetery will be holding a ceremony today for Memorial Day. Ceremony details coming up on WKYT this morning.
All right, let's go ahead and check back in with meteorologist Jim Caldwell to see how it's shaping up on this Memorial Day.
Very small rain chances out there for us later today, guys. What we're tracking right now is a few showers and thunderstorms that will continue to work their way through eastern Kentucky, and they will eventually die out. That's a frontal boundary that's trying its best to press through the area. It's just not one of those fronts you get that cleans the atmosphere up completely and makes everything a whole lot better for you once you get on the backside of it. Poolside forecast for you today. I think we're in the mid-80s, small chance of rain. If you obviously have a thunderstorm in the area, you want to go inside for a little while. But here's the catch with the rain today. If you run into a shower or a thunderstorm, it will not last forever. It will eventually exit the area, putting you in much better shape. We appreciate you being along with us here on WKYT this morning. We've got a whole lot more coming up.